Kolbrin Bible, Book 3, Scrolls, Chapter 14, The Scroll of Yonua, SCL 14:1. Away from my eyes, O hideous ones, slink back into the dark shadows about the black sunless abode, where dwell the self-distorted souls of the fearsomely formed ones. Back to your murky haven of somber compatibility. SCL 14:2. Away, out of sight, for your repulsiveness brings back into my heart the thoughts of evils and temptations I have encountered and overcome. Thoughts which I now so gladly forget. You, poor doomed fiend, misshapen, horny-headed, slit-snouted, stunted in arms and legs, horrible to behold! What dreadful thoughts and unclean deeds must have been yours to fashion you in this manner? SCL 14:3. Away, back to your own kind, back from the twilight border where you lurk furtively, afraid, pitifully seeking a glimpse of the bright joys denied to your own folly, back to the place with which you have pitiful affinity, back to your own dark, compatible companions. SCL 14:4. The guardians of the hidden gates repel you, lest you befoul the pathways of the glorious ones, who once struggled to find beauty and cleanliness. The light of this place is ever spreading, and soon a glorious one may walk where you now slink in the gloom. Back, back from the dividing flame, back into the sad comfort of enveloping darkness, back to your foul companions in misery, back into the mercifully enshrouding gloom. SCL 14:5. Your fate saddens my heart. Can you find consolation there hidden in the comforting darkness? Does a kind word ever lighten the burden of your days? Is there a place of rest among the slime and excretia? O fallen one, who once walked earth so proudly in self-esteem, selfishness, and arrogance, go back, torment yourself no more with the sights of beauty and joy which lie beyond your reach. O wriggler in the slime, back from the purifying flame, what can it avail you now? SCL 14:6. O repellent one, who by wrongdoing and non-good doing thus cursed yourself and were delivered into the comfortless arms of decay and filth, who on earth appeared arrayed in such deceptive softness and complacency, who dwelt amid pleasure and luxury, away, back into the shadows, hide yourself from the pure gaze of the glorious ones. SCL 14:7. O squirming one, turned back are you. The shameful flesh is unworthy, even of the flame, the unshapely mass, unchiseled by the forming blows of self-discipline and selfless service, unmolded by the touch of compassion and love, unpolished by conformity to the burnishing blows of sincere goodness, has no place near the region of revealing light. See, are you not seared with pain when the pure light falls upon you? Miserable indeed is your lot in that dread, dreary abode. SCL 14:8. See, your slimy hide shrinks from the pure glare. It splits, it cracks. Back into your dark cavern with its floor of slime. Back out of sight, out of hearing, back from the pure gaze of righteousness. How miserable the lot of one who finds unconsoling comfort in the depths of dread darkness, lit only by shadowy gloom. How awful to dwell in companionship with distorted shapes! SCL 14:9. What became of the loveliness which once clothed you on earth? Whose fault that you brought it not with you? Did you ever pause even for one moment to gaze into the self-revealing mirror within you and see the awful creature you were forming? Amid your pleasures and luxury, did you not think of the well-being of your inner self? Did you not care? SCL 14:10. Oh, if I could but help you now, but the hideousness was set firm in the furnace fire of death. Then the enveloping flesh was stripped away, and the hidden horror within, the mold revealed as the butterfly emerges from the chrysalis. So should the soul emerge from its earthly body. An unnatural thing like this was never intended. Yet you freely made the choice. Not a single disfiguring line was made by another. SCL 1411. What words are those which rasp forth from the unlipped fish-shaped mouth? O ears, say you deceive me. O heart, cease this pounding clamor. O hand of horror, release your awful grip. Would that I could swoon, that I could find relief in unconsciousness. But facts have to be faced here. As on earth, I must look in trembling terror. SCL 1412. Yes, I loved on earth. Nothing there was more precious to me than my sister in love. I forgave her wilfulness, and was not stirred up when her words were unkind. I ever remained a man of cool temper. I clothed her well, and good food she never lacked. My heart sang in her presence. I rejoiced in her loveliness. She was my life, my wife. Yet she was unfaithful. She was cruel. She found pleasure in deceit and perversion. As the years passed, they became heavy, clouded and bitter because of her wayward ways. SCL 1413. O horror, O terror, O cringing fear, keep away from me. O my eyes, O my heart, it is true, it is the one I loved. O let me die once more, that consciousness may pass for me. It is her whom I loved, she for whom I waited in joyful anticipation, hoping to find the light of my youth, hoping the overlay of later evils would be slowed away by death, hoping to find the warm, throbbing loveliness I once held. I would gladly have forgiven the pain she caused in her maturity. Oh, what has become of the smooth flesh, the warm touch? Where is the beauty of face, the grace of form? Oh, raise not the crocodile-skinned arms to shield the awful snout, the green-rimmed, red-veined eyes. SCL 1414. O racing heart, I hear the misformed words amidst the hiss and gurgle issuing forth from the oozing aperture. Oh, say not that I was so blind, so greatly deceived that you cared for naught but the earthly things we shared, that your affection was the false front of hypocrisy, your love a lie. Did I not always forgive? Was I not always patient with? Whom did you share the terrible thoughts and desires that fashioned you thus? Surely this cannot be the work of your own nature alone. Fickle you were and pleasure-loving, selfish, cruel, and deceitful. But all this I forgave because of the plea of my heart. Is this not enough? Oh, where is the companion I awaited, lost and worse than lost? SCL 1415. Oh, compassion, oh, mercy, come to my aid. My heart fails me. I cannot face what I thought to greet so joyously. O powers of solicitude, strengthen me. What can I do to mitigate the law? Is there hope? Is there a way? SCL 1416. A whisper of comfort. Oh, gratefully I hear it. There is hope and there is a way, but between this self-shaped horror and the glorious ones, there is an uncrossable chasm, and sorrow and anguish. It must seek a road. It must go its own dark way, as you must go yours in the light. Turn back. Turn again towards the light. The compassion in your own heart does not to bridge the gulf between unless it strikes a responsive spark within the other heart. SCL 1417. Let the memory be erased. This is not the companion of your path. The trials and sorrows, borne so well, the uncomplaining unselfishness fashioned you in glory, nor would you have reached the present degree of perfection had she not been as she was and is now revealed to be. This fearful fate was wrought by the lost one alone, for each is the sole keeper of his spirit. Each soul is fashioned by every thought, desire, and deed, every emotion that touched it during its sojourn in an earthly body. SCL 1418. Each is the maker of his own future, the fashioner of his own being.